Greetings, Peter here, and I'd like to take a few minutes to talk with you about stories. But first, I'd like to offer you a saying, and the saying goes like this. Many people spend the first half of their life explaining what they're going to do, and the second half of their life explaining why they couldn't do it. One more time. Many people spend the first half of their life explaining what they're going to do, and the second half of their life explaining why they couldn't do it. I know lots of people in this group. In fact, many of them are my clients. And what about you? Do you know anybody that falls into this group? And more importantly, is there a chance that you fall into this group? If you do, welcome to the club. So, with respect to the stories we tell ourselves and the stories that we tell ourselves about our lives, it's important to understand the connection between the stories we tell ourselves in the first half of our life and those stories we tell ourselves in the second half of our life. And by that I mean the most important story you will ever tell about yourself is the story that you tell to yourself. So in the first half of our life, the stories we tell about ourselves, we tell to our friends, our colleagues, our neighbors, our parents, our children, our spouses, our partners, and these stories that we tell about ourselves usually revolve around one or more life areas, such as career and livelihood, abundance and finances, personal organization and environment, intimacy and partnership, health and well-being, personal, professional, and spiritual growth, fun, service to community, and the like. These are the stories we tell about ourselves, and they basically focus on three objects: who we want to be, what we want to do, what we want to have. And so metaphorically speaking, yes, we do spend the first half of our life explaining what we're going to do. And then what often happens is at some point in our life, or at a number of points in our life, we do a reality check. And the reality check is this: am I spending the time, the energy, and the effort being who I say I want to be, doing what I say I want to do, and having what I say I want to have? And for many, many folks in this group, the answer is no. So what happens then when we come up with a no, many of us are like a deer in the headlights, i.e., we don't want to own our stuff. And we have some kind of emotional reactivity to the fact that I'm not becoming, I'm not being who I say I want to be. And I'm not doing what I say I want to do, and I'm not having what I say I want to have. And then the emotions kick in. And some of the emotions that kick in at this point are fear, embarrassment, shame, guilt, anger, resentment, jealousy, and on and on. And rather than experience these emotions, what we then do is tell another story. But this story we don't tell to the world at large, we tell to ourselves. And the essence of this story is, I need to find a way to rationalize, to excuse, to justify the fact that I'm not doing what I said I was going to do, that I'm not being who I said I wanted to be, and I'm not having what I said I wanted to have. So we tell the story to ourselves as a way to put a shield around us, a veil around us, to protect us from our own emotions. The downside is that the more we continue to tell ourselves these stories to justify, rationalize, and excuse the fact that we're not devoting the appropriate amount of time, energy, and effort into our goals, our dreams, our desires, and our intentions, the more that happens, the more pain and suffering we experience. Emotional pain, psychological pain, mental pain, and as a residual, physical pain. So I want to give you an exercise. I want to give you an exercise that many of my clients undertake in order to move through their stories so they come out the other end, not just creating the results they want to create in their life, but creating these results with a sense of heightened well-being, so they can move through the negative emotions that are blocking their progress. And on the other side of that, it's well-being, a heightened sense of well-being. So the exercise is this. Take a look at those life areas again: career and livelihood, abundance and finances, intimacy and partnership, personal organization and environment, health and wellness, personal, spiritual, and professional growth, fun, service to community. And on a scale of 1 to 10, if at one point you have articulated goals, desires, visions, or intentions in any of those areas, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you now? Whatever the number is, it is. The important aspect in this exercise is to do it with curiosity, almost to have fun doing it, rather than from a place of negativity, guilt, shame, and making yourself feel bad or wrong. So you come up with a number that indicates where you are between 0 and 10. And with this number, write down the stories you tell yourself to justify where you are, and to justify, excuse, and rationalize maybe why you are not where you want to be, why you don't have what you say you want to have, why you're not doing what you say you want to do. And as you do this exercise, it's really, really important to sense your body, to see what's going on in your body, and note those places in your body that are comfortable, quiet, relaxed, peaceful, at ease. And note those places in your body where you experience discomfort, pain, tightness, soreness. Notice your breath, where your breath is coming from. Up here usually indicates stress. Down here in the belly, pretty okay, pretty peaceful. Notice your heart rate. What's your heart rate like? And notice your mental activity. What are the thoughts that are running through your mind? And if you can, let them go like the clouds in the sky. So you've got a number from 1 to 10, and related to that number, you've written down a story or more than one story that you use to justify and rationalize where you are. And you've noticed the emotions that accompany this exercise, that accompany you during this exercise. And then the next piece of the exercise is to sit with your emotions, especially the negative emotions, to sit with them in a quiet space. Maybe play some soft music. And as you sit with these emotions, your fear, your anger, your resentment, your jealousy, maybe your sadness, which is perfectly okay, understandable, your upset. As you sit with these emotions, just breathe deeply into your belly. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your butt sitting in the chair and breathe deeply. And what will happen over time is solutions will begin to come to you. Solutions will begin to come to you. And the solutions represent the way forward. The solutions represent how you can move through your discomfort, through your emotions, to continue to forward the action of your life, so that in small baby steps, you can end up being who you say you want to be, doing what you say you want to do, and having what you say you want to have. And remember, the important thing in this exercise is to do it with curiosity. Do it with self-love. Do it with self-compassion. It's not about beating yourself up. It's not about making yourself look or feel bad or wrong. That's got nothing to do with it. It is what it is. But rather than continue to go through the pain and suffering, quiet or not so quiet, subtle or not so subtle, that comes from making excuses, justifying and rationalizing why you can't or won't move forward, this exercise will help you bust through your paralysis, bust through your stories, so that you can continue to move on the path you set out for yourself when you first talked about your goals, your intentions, your visions. So do the exercise with compassion, with self-love. Do the exercise over time and write. Don't be in your mind about it. Write. More about you, more of you will come out in your writing. And see what you see. See what the discovery is. See what the journey is like. And I promise you, you're not going to die. You're not going to disintegrate. So I wish you lots of luck and good fortune in this exercise. And I applaud you for taking the courage and having the strength, the steadfastness, and the discipline to undertake such a journey, such an exploration. So I wish you well in the exploration, and I hope that you'll find out what you need to find out. And I'm sure you will. So take good care.